Welcome to the third chapter of our podcast, Calling All Small Business Owners. Today, we're going to continue our in depth review of the five M's: manpower, management team, marketing and sales, money, machines and systems, which we presented in our last podcast, as well as the overriding sixth M, mindset, that affects each one of these. Today, Stan and I will talk about management and how the management team and small business owners often end up feeling trapped. And for sure, we don't see eye to eye all the time on this one. Dr. Simpkins, it's all yours.
I got a promotion. Well, just in the interest of honesty, I don't have a PhD. The only thing I have a doctorate is my email address, stan@fambizdoc.com. And on my license plate, I used to have fambizdoc. But thank you anyway, Lonnie. Unless I get an increase in pay, maybe I would go for that.
All right.
So, it's interesting, Lonnie. You and I, we always, in our recordings, we talk about management team, yet we also keep telling people it's not about management, it's about leadership. Leading versus managing. You lead people, you manage things. And I know our audience have heard that probably to the point where they're sick of hearing it anymore. But, as an overview of what we're going to cover today on the management team, we're going to talk about the owner and their own perspective, organizational structure, the middle management team, ownership and how that comes into play, their leadership style, and even succession planning. So, when I talk about the management team, we all have heard that expression, something poop goes downhill. And it's the same in organizational structure and people. The management team, we look at the owner, and the owners hire us, and they point to people, they go, hey, help me go fix those people. And of course we say, sure. But then where do we start? With the owner. Because ultimately it's going to start at the top. We'd like to believe that organizations, come from the bottom up, but it's really at the top down ultimately, because the leader sets the pace, sets the direction, the tone. And yet, do owners really know what their own style is? Are they really conscious about their personality traits and how they influence their mindset and decision making?
Owner self-awareness is really the preface before owner self-assessment. Because if they're not self-aware, they're not going to be able to really understand where they are. They're not going to be able to really understand where their strengths and their weaknesses lie. Because what they've got to do is they've got to learn how to leverage their strengths. Okay. And then hire for their weaknesses. Most small business owners are simply afraid to hire for their weakness because it shows their weakness. For example, some of them are great salespeople, but really, really shitty implementers.